Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I am back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to do a review of another Walther. Haven't had those in a while. And this is Walther P99, chambered in a 9mm 4-inch barrel. Now this particular one has a 10 capacity magazine, 2 of these, and it makes me wonder that it might be a stupid California compliant one, because typically you get a 16 capacity magazine with your Walther P99, so keep that in mind. But I only have 10. Well, you gotta deal with what you get. What you get is what you have. Alright, so let's do some shooting and see what it can do. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out before we get any further, the mag release. I like these European mag releases. Check it out. You can do it like this, or you can do it like this. You have options, so it's in a way ambidextrous. Still not lefty friendly because the slide release is actually not ambidextrous. So keep that in mind. Alrighty, let's put some 5 rounds through it and see what it can do. Now, 4-inch barrel, 9mm round. I think you should be handling the recoil without absolutely any issues. Okay, so speaking of the magazine is easy to load. No problems there at all, and you do have some window cutouts that indicate 5 and 10. Would have been 15 also if it wasn't a stupid California compliant whoever came up with that idea that makes absolutely no sense. Idiocracy. Alrighty, so I will try to hit that orange little circle on the very top. Let's see what we can do with this. Well, slide is, I wouldn't say it's the easiest slide to rack, but it's fairly easy to rack. Okay, let's see. Trigger. Okay, so surprisingly, you definitely do feel the recoil. I expected a little bit of a less recoil from this gun, but one of my main concerns here with this gun would be the trigger. I don't think I am the biggest fan of this trigger, but we will talk about the trigger later. First of all, let's concentrate on the grip. As you can see, grip has not a lot of aggression, but a very interesting shape to it. And you definitely do feel it. You have a pretty good grip whenever it comes to all of these curves digging into your hand. Alright. And of course you have some of finger grooves at the very front. In a way similar to Glock Generation 3 and Generation 4. Not a lot of aggression in the grip though, keep that in mind. Now whenever it comes to the slide serrations and everything like that, pretty good. You don't have nothing on the front, but plenty on the back, so definitely variations, right? Or racking variations, however you want to do that. Okay, so let's talk now about the trigger, because I kind of am waiting to get to it because it is a little bit weird. First of all, look at the motion of the trigger. It locks the back. All right, that's one thing, right? So you have this motion and then it locks there. I guess sort of putting it in single action. In a way, it's not really a double action trigger, but still kind of locks it in place for less of the travel. But after that, you still have about 3mm of somewhat unsure travel, and then about another 3-4mm of very, very unsure travel, and then a break. Not a fan of this trigger at all. Not a bad trigger, don't get me wrong, but definitely does not feel natural, does not feel responsive. Keep that in mind. Whenever it comes to the safeties, I want to point out here before I forget, there is an indicator here that the slide is actually ragged, and you see the indicator here on the back. Now if we break the trigger, this thing disappears. And that's definitely helpful. I do like this particular feature. Now the slide release, I do like the fact that it's very wide, so it's very easy to operate. Very easy to operate. Really, really good slide release. Probably so far my favorite part about the gun. There are some serrations on the front of the trigger guard, pretty good, and you of course already noticed the accessory rail in case if you want to put some flashlight or laser or whatever you want to put on. So let's put some 5 more rounds through this gun, and we will try to come up with more or less reasonable conclusion. So, like I said, you do get 2 magazines, pretty good. I do like the mag release. The grip isn't bad either. The sights, which we will talk after the shooting, definitely pretty good as well. I am just not a fan of this trigger. Sorry guys. I know there are fans sometimes, fans of the guns that get offended, but it's really a personal preference. Some people hate Glock triggers. I love them. So, you know, it's personal preference. Alrighty, so let's see if I can maybe possibly hit those flappy pedals right there even with this trigger. Not too shabby. Okay, let's talk about the sights. Perfect slide release. Let's talk about the sights. Your standard 3-dot sights, nothing crazy over there. Very easy to operate, as you can tell. Does not take no time to adjust to them at all. Overall, very good. Also, I wanted to point out how long this extractor is, external extractor. Just thought I mention it for whatever reason. But overall, what is this? I just discovered something. Check it out. On the slide, there is this button. What does it do? What can it possibly do? Huh. Alright, I found out. So, check it out. If you do have it, right? And your trigger is in, not really a double action, but in that stage of where you have that travel space and then it locks there, you can actually release the trigger back by pressing this button right here on the slide. And what it does is, it decocks it. So you have a decocker button on the top of the slide. Never seen that before, just by accident found it, and there you go. That's why I do gun reviews, because... So, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about this Walther P99 AS. I think it's a great gun overall. Not a huge fan of the trigger, but everything else literally about this gun is pretty well, except the California freaking magazine. But that's not the gun, right? That's California. Alright. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.